She is a poet, an MC, an event organizer in her own right, and a fine, fine human being. Please, please, and by fine, you know what I mean by fine, okay? So let her hear. Brianna Sage, everybody.
Not that fine human being working for me. How are you guys doing tonight? Seriously. Before I get started, I really do want to give it up for Jake Ward and like all the performers on this, because it's really an amazing show. But more importantly, I want to give it up for every single person in the audience. I want you all to give it up for yourselves, actually, because without you here, we're just weird people on stages to an empty room. So. Way to go. Alright, that being said, I'm gonna start this off with a poem about how intelligence can be sexy. So, yeah. As the days get longer, your skirt is getting shorter. You are adding tattoos by subtracting your clothing, dividing out my hesitations while indeed multiplying my attractions. Baby, logarithms have got nothing on you. I want to power my power to yours and make some exponents. I want to give you extraneous solutions that will take hours to double check, applications that will take days and require full sentences as answers. Fuck standard form. I want to take you point, slope, system of equation style, if you know what I mean. Decimal point me towards you. Let me rock your radical. You could be the radican. I'll play the square root and we could undo each other. I want to foil you out just so you can factor me in. Give me a cubed root on the rocks and let those parabolas drop. Let's bounce irrationally from the real world and hit home in the imaginary planes. Tell me what quadrant you'll be in, and I'll readjust my ordered pairs until I meet you there. I will climb that y-axis until I find every single one of your ass in totes. And only after we've crossed the line and flipped the sign will I let our inequality show and let you range into my domain. And then if you took math at the Santa Rosa Junior College, you might know what math teacher I'm talking about. Alright, seriously though, I do have a question. I mean, how many of you have heard your roommates having sex through the walls? Because if you ever lived with anybody, you probably have. And the only thing that I think during that is, my fucking God, shut up. Or at least, I mean, make better sounds. The imagery that's stuck in my mind as I hear skin slapping upon skin is as powerful as a thundercloud shaking the mountain of heaven. You just know he's opening her up from behind. I personally never realized how gross straight sex sounds. It sounds like he's trying to hammer in a nail, but he's using a drill that keeps like making this little grunting sound every time it's put into use. So I turn up my classical music, you know, trying to drown out the moans and groans of a woman that I met not 30 minutes ago. Having walked in on them, sitting naked on my couch, wrapped up in my blanket. And now every time I see that fuzzy tan comforter, all I can think about is his balls. The balls I can hear now, slapping against her skin. You see, my house has no doors and sex travels. But now I want to ask you, how many of you have ever had the pleasure of hearing your friends make passionate love to one another through the walls? And all I'm thinking to myself is, my God, don't shut up. Your sounds just keep getting better and better. I mean, I'm slapped in the face with imagery as powerful as a thundercloud opening up behind the mountain of heaven. I never realized how lovely straight sex can sound. I mean, it sounds like he's Jesus. Hammering in a nail with the perfectionist of a carpenter, even though he's using a drill that has a few malfunctioning problems. So I turn up my classical music, hoping that the tones will accent the moans and groans of a woman I met not 30 minutes ago, and yet she's already so comfortable that she can sit on our couch and wrap herself up in my blanket. And now every time I see that fuzzy, tan comforter, I'm just gonna think of the balls that she had. And the sounds of them now. You see, my house has no doors, and the sounds of love travels. So I have no idea time-wise, but you look like a timer. I got time for one or two more. One's a little bit longer than that. One more, all right. Do you guys want to hear another sexual poem or kind of like an inspiring poem? Let's see where your guys' mind is at. It's a... Girl, let me tell you about my whiskey too. Alright, well this is one that a few people in the audience have definitely heard before in that case. It's a little bit of an older one, but it's a nice little note to leave it on, yeah? Poets are like porn stars. We each have our own unique gifts that we use body language, hand movements, and of course our voice to express. But what we have to share is so special. It's taboo to talk about. And yet here we are, poets and porn stars doing what we do best for your entertainment. Do poetry like you fuck. How do you fuck? On occasion, my poems are political. I can wrap my lips around a microphone as if I'm wrapping my legs around an army jacket wearing patchouli-infused individual. I, for one, am sucking this enlightened clitoris with a bush shaved into the shape of an anarchy A in the name of poetry. Other times, my poems are angry. I'm not surprised when I wake up the morning after a poetry slam with a raw throat, having screamed bloody into a microphone. If you want me to write like I fuck, it's gonna be rough. I will leave claw marks down each page. No comprehensible words, only smeared shadows of knuckle-shaped bruises. You did say you like how I abuse us. But you know, that kind of poetry is reserved for desperate nights. Stolen away into the back alleys, a name on my lips I'm not even gonna remember in the morning. See, we were just actors and actresses playing out our scripted roles, editing the endings to ensure that there will be no sequel beyond tonight. Write poetry like you make love. How do you make love? It's not something I grew up knowing. It's not a lesson I was taught in school. I remember as a kid, I would sit at my computer desperately searching for links to how to have sex, or, you know, like the 10 best ways to give head, or seriously, what the fuck is a clitoris? I still don't know. You know, that's just it. It only ever taught us the biology of it, not how to feel. See, I'm still trying to find the difference between love and hate, between pleasure and pain. Maybe there isn't one, because all I'm coming up with is something in between these gray fantasies that we all have, yet are too frightened to whisper beyond closed doors of our bedroom. And even then, our lips struggle to form the words as they press against our lover's ears. We are afraid that we will be judged. Well, I challenge you tonight to push the boundaries of your comfort zone like we push our bodies every day, and I want you to tell me how you always wanted to be walked around in a leather collar and leash and called pony. Yeah. And I want you to tell me how you want to put on a strap-on and get a blowjob by that cute girl next door. And then maybe we could all tell each other how we want to play with fire and knives like they are satin and silk. Because if you are going to write like you fuck, then you better sure as hell write like you mean it. Thank you very much, I'm Brianna Sage.